do we know what language won the...
Yeah, so what language won the incentive? Was it
so,
Italian?
Italian with $24.
Yep, beautiful. All right, so welcome everybody. This is Super Monkey Ball. We're just going to get straight into it, straight away. So, count it down.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go. Thank you.
All right, so this is the Master category of this game. So you can choose Beginner, Advanced, or Expert. In Master, there's actually additional floors after the 50 floors of Expert. And that first floor is basically the only gimme level that they give you in these 50 floors. And then the additional 10 Expert ones and 10 Master ones. So there are some stages like that one that have multiple different goals that you can get to that allow you to skip some of the floors. And, you know, generally put the harder goals that allow you to skip floors. So that's skip floor 3 and 4. There aren't actually too many skips, but there are a few. So in these stages, you can actually just fall off and take a death here, and it would end the stage straight away. But for a marathon, it's kind of worth actually getting all of these bananas, because every 100 bananas, you get an extra life. And if you run out of lives in this game, you cannot get to Master, legitimately. And so most people who played this game, even like religiously as a kid, probably never saw Master, because getting to Master is incredibly difficult, to the point where even the best players in the world will fail to get to Master reasonably often.
Yeah.
So this is only stage 7, and it's actually one of the hardest stages in the game. So, I mean, the concept of this game, pretty simple, just get the monkey into the goal. But when you're running across very tight ropes like this one, it can be very, very easy to die. There we go. And so not only very easy to die, but obviously we're trying to go as fast as possible. So adds more elements of danger to it as well. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. There we go. So the stage is kind of divided up into like the floors. Each 10 floors kind of have their own group or theme in terms of like the presentation of the stages, I would say. And 6 and 7 are definitely the hard ones in the first 10. So there's a little skip here, but this is one of the like only skips that you can actually repeat. You can just try again if you miss it. Most skips or tricks or anything in this game for time save, if you kind of miss them, it's just like, well, you're dead. But there we go.
Perfect.
Yeah, first try, perfect. So another bonus stage here, just try and get more bananas. I think ideally you get like 3 extra lives.
I've never counted them.
I think it's 3, so that's the first one. But yeah, you can see even a stage like this, it actually looks quite like reasonably normal. You're just on, you know, slightly wavy ground, but it can actually be really hard to control the monkey, even in that. So this, if you touch like any of these like little bumpers here, you're going to get flown off at massive speeds. So have to make sure to dodge every single one of those. So this one's got a bit of time pressure getting around the cogs, because right at the end there's like an arrow here. Yeah, not going to make that first cycle, unfortunately. But most of the cycles, well, all of them, they're stage dependent, so they restart at the start of the stage at least. It'd be awful if they didn't. But yeah, so you can't jump in this game, but you can bounce. And obviously a lot of the bounces involve actually going off the stage for a certain amount of time to then collide with the level itself in order to get height. Yeah, beautiful. So a stage like this one's pretty simple, but it's not just hold forward the whole time. It's not as easy as it looks, but it is one of the easier ones for sure.
This set of floors is definitely a lot more of relaxing as a runner than the first 10.
Yeah.
Okay, do we have time for a quick donation?
Yeah, yeah. Yep.
We got $10 from Nikwala Kuma. Baby Rosalina Vote Dono. I always enjoy watching the speedruns at PAX and also at home when I feel I need to rest from the con. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for that $10.
All right, that was actually pretty good.
Yeah,
that set
nice.
the stages.
The next 10 do increase a little bit again. In
Yeah,
difficulty.
so the next, the 20s, the floors are kind of actually alternate. Like, some of them are actually really easy and boring. Like some of the most boring floor is definitely in the 20s. But then you've also got probably the most like out of control random floor as well. The 21's not too bad. 22's probably my favorite floor because I've done it the most. The Sega floor. Oh dear. Here we go. But yeah, so trying to launch earlier than intended to try and get enough speed to bounce across. Then hook off the A. Yep.
This is also why we have those bananas for the extra lives.
Yeah.
This one small thing anywhere can result in a death very easily.
Yeah, even on the easier floors, it's still very easy to die. So this is definitely the most boring floor, 24. So like a lot of the stages, the goal is below you when it's not like right in front of you. And so you can skip doing a lot of the stage by falling down in a very precise manner. But in this one, you have to climb up to it. And you just can't skip a lot of this climb, unfortunately.
But it is followed by a very, very cool floor.
Yeah, so this one, it kind of, like the goal is right in front of you, so it looks like you would go straight, but actually you want to go around to try and get more vertical momentum to then land specifically on one of those so you can bounce towards the goal. That was very nice. And then, yeah, this is what I was talking about here. It shows you arrows about which blocks to go down, but just completely ignore that and go right down to the bottom one. All right, so this one that you can very visually see, they give you two paths, two options that you can take here. Either taking what looks like the riskier method, which it is.
Yeah.
There's the death. Or the path on the left side has a bit more leeway. But even the easier method that you're going to take here is still going the hard way, just not going quite as fast. But there's plenty of banana bunches there, so you almost make that life back up by going that way.
Always want to go that way in a marathon run just for the bananas.
Yeah, beautiful. There's the life back.
Now we have 2 attempts for this one.
Yeah, so this is the most random stage. So in this one, there's not really an angle to try and get a bounce here, but we're trying to get one anyway. There it is. That's awesome. All right.
Oh, no!
Yeah, no, the first part is actually the really tricky one. That's really unfortunate that it didn't make it. Yeah.
All right.
So it's just like looking at that looks absolutely no different, really. Sometimes you just get a little bit of a bounce to make it across there, and sometimes you don't. Otherwise, you just have to take what's essentially an auto-scroller waiting for these platforms to actually come next to each other to transfer over. So yeah, it's even though that skip is random, it is worth going for because it's so much time save compared to doing this. Oh, jeez, it just made that. Yeah, so I think it's only one more extra life that you'll be able to get from here.
Yeah. Technically, I don't need more bananas. I'll get a couple extra just so I can potentially get the life a little bit sooner.
Can't get off the stage. But yeah, so to get to Master legitimately, have to do all of the first 50 floors and then the next 10 floors in Expert Extra without using a game over. We can still do the Master stages if that doesn't happen, it just will be a little bit dishonest. But yeah, we start to see very, very thin line at the end of this stage. Oh, nice. I don't think I've ever seen you do the stage that way.
I want the bananas.
All right, there's the life back. This is one of the only stages where you kind of have to wait some of the cycles out.
Yeah.
You can do tiny little skips there, but not the whole thing.
So coming into the next bonus as well, because we've already got our last life for the run, we'll just immediately skip it.
Yeah, there's not 100 more bananas that you can get in reasonable time.
Yeah.
And this one, it's like getting all of the bananas is not like the other ones as well.
Yeah,
because
it's
the
very
bananas are
difficult.
actually moving. Nice. So this is a really tricky one to try and jump into the goal floor. Oh, got it. Nice. Nice. Yeah, so that one you're trying to switch the stick really, really quickly on a specific frame. And so this one, you've got the stage kind of transforming between you can actually get across and there's a hole. So just building up as much momentum as possible before going onto it to try and make it across.
Also, holding up left diagonal while going through it is really, really a lot faster than
Just straight forward.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of the general tech in the game on straights, is you're actually doing a lot of diagonals. Oh,
Yeah.
there's the last life gone. Oh my.
All right, we're going to practice mode after.
Yeah, that's not where I would have picked the
Neither.
lives going.
Never.
This is probably the stage I've put the second most amount of time into, and it is definitely not my favorite stage. This one is much harder than it looks to not fall off. All right, so this is the last stage of expert mode by itself.
Yeah.
So just waiting for a specific point of this cycle to try and bounce up and get into the goal. Oh dear, no. There we go. So it's not, because a game over was used, now going to have to go into practice mode to show off the rest of the stages. So 10 in Expert Extra, and then 10 more in Master.
I'm allowed to be a little bit more reckless with my strats. I'll just do it the normal way anyway, though.
But yeah, just trying to skip a half cycle by getting onto the platforms earlier there.
Yeah, I would never even attempt it if I was still caring about my lives. Forgot about that.
Yeah, once you do a stage, you got to quit out and go to the next one.
Yeah. So,
this one's a lot trickier than it looks, actually. So
yeah.
This thing's spinning, and it slightly slows down at certain intervals. They actually got a first try. That looks so much easier than it is. Like, if you don't get the timing right of transferring the speed, like just right, it's just going to hit you off.
And some of the
Straight
flaws
away.
as well in Extra. They're kind of similar to ones in Beginner Extra and Advanced Extra, but they are actually harder in Expert Extra. So like the Extra 3 one, like it spins faster than the other two versions, for example.
Yeah, so in this one, you can go in the tunnel and go all the way through that chute.
Or you can die.
Oh yeah, you can die as well. You can have an adventure. Beautiful.
Very fun strat.
That one's not too bad.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's doing in Expert Extra.
It still does kill me sometimes, but...
So does every stage. I have
True.
seen you game over on 2.
Very true. I accidentally did exit. There we go.
9.
And then usually this is like the last really hard one before like the game over doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, so this one, you've got these platforms that are just going down in size. And the last one's very, very small. So you got to like go straight into the goal or you miss and it's over.
And then this one's where you get to just relax knowing you've made it.
Yeah, so there is actually a strat where you can get, like, this hammer is going to hit all of these, like, little blocks off. You can actually get hit off the hammer right up to the top to skip a few of these, but very difficult and not worth going for
Yeah, it's
at this point.
not even like viable in a regular run. It's only really done with pause frames. Speaking of pause frames,
Yeah.
this is a pause frame just for the fun of it. So I paused on a very specific frame and then I can just hold up for this one specifically.
Yeah, we hadn't done any pause tricks.
Yeah.
Probably will for 7?
Master 7.
For Master 7, yeah. But yeah, so the idea is you pause, and then by seeing a specific frame, either by looking at the timer or a visual cue in the game, you can go, okay, now I know exactly what to do in this position. So this is another just fall down towards the goal. Ideally, you actually land where the goal is.
Exactly.
There we go.
Do you have time for a super quick donation?
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. We got $10 from Robert the Bruce that just says bar strim. And then as well, we had $75 from Gert Beef that says pronto.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I don't think I remember hearing the Italian voice before. So yeah, this one, the stage folds in and then uncurls. So by standing in a really specific spot here, you can get hit as it's uncurling and keep that speed all the way towards the goal. If you're just a little bit off on that positioning, it just doesn't give you the height at all, and it just shoots you straight to the death.
And once
basically.
you're on the carpet too, it's not even free because it thinks it's flat, but it's not. It can still just bounce you.
That stage is a lot easier once you know the strats, basically, for speedrunning than casually. this one quite similar as well. But there, yeah, so 7. So this one definitely go the pause strat. So the idea is pausing very early, looking for either 80 or 78. There's 80, and then based on which one he gets, then adjust the pause for the second one, and then adjust the input, and then got it. That's actually a very difficult floor to do that way. And then this one, gonna go for the, oh, no. I was gonna say gonna go for the bounce, then miss the bounce, and then hit the wrong way.
Where am I going?
So it's the purple one, mate.
That is not purple. There we go.
There we go. Beautiful. All right, just 2 to go. So this one is very visually obvious to be very tricky. So you got very, very thin lines here. Probably going to go for a couple of skips to just jump across some of the stage. Yeah, not quite. Yeah, but yeah, very difficult to do this in the intended way, and arguably more difficult with the skip because there's just not much room to get the momentum or the angle that you want here. And you don't really have any room to set up anything else.
Then you have to land on that.
Yeah, tiny little stretch.
And time's going to be at the end of this floor. Lovely.
Time. All right, that was Super Monkey Ball.
Yeah, thanks for having me, everyone.
All right, peace.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that amazing run of Super Monkey Ball. All right. Awesome. Yeah, so coming up next, we have Banjo-Kazooie 80% by Tyson78 on the N64. So yeah, that'll be awesome. In the meantime, we do have a $75 donation from Bargain Bin Gamers Podcast that says, thank you for supporting such a great cause. Which, yeah, for all those who may not be aware, AusSpeedruns is raising money for Game on Cancer here at ASAP 2025. Game on Cancer is a charity which funds early cancer researchers who are working across all areas of cancer research to hopefully make this the last generation to ever have to die from cancer. So yeah, you can donate through AusSpeedruns.com, as well as any Twitch revenue generated during the event goes towards that as well. And then real quick, I also want to shout out some of our upcoming incentives for the next few runs. We do have the character choice for Mario Kart World. Currently, Baby Rosalina is leading at $120, followed by Baby Daisy at $20. So you do have this run, Banjo-Kazooie, to try and swing the vote if that's what you're looking for there. As well as we do have the outfit choice for Claire Obscura Expedition 33 between the default, the Gommage outfit, as well as the red and white flower suit for all the characters. Currently, there are no donations towards that, so if you have a favorite outfit you would like to see, get that in. You have a couple of runs to do that there. Right, just while setup is continuing, give a shout out to our incentives for a little bit later on as well. There is the Crypto Necrodancer Coda 1-1 incentive. Currently it's sitting at $195. We do need $300 to get that made. That would also be super cool. As well as with Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green, there's incentives for the trainer name, the rival name, and the HM Friends name. Right now, all we have is $100 for I on the trainer name, nothing for the rival name, and nothing for the HM Friend name. So if you have any fun ideas for that, be sure to get those in. All right, it looks like we are all ready to go with Banjo-Kazooie. So give it away for Tyson78.